Greetings everyone. I am Rumeli Bhattacharya, a volunteer at Shivi Forensics, and today we are going to discuss a few MCQs based on the history of forensic science. The first question is, which forensic scientist is considered the father of question document examination and was responsible for the acceptance of documents as scientific evidence by courts? We have four options: Albert S. Osborne, Sir Edward Henry, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, Sir William Herschel. So the answer will be Albert S. Osborne. Basically, Sir Albert S. Osborne is considered to be the father of question document examination because his most important contribution in the field of forensic science is that he established proper principles and techniques by which we can scientifically analyze documents. The second question is, which Italian scientist devised a procedure in the early 20th century for determining the ABO blood type of a dried blood stain, allowing its use in forensic investigations? The options are Leon Lattice, Paul Kirk or Kirk, whatever you say, August Vollmer, Walter Macron. And the correct answer is Leon Lattice. He suggested a very important procedure known as the lattice test, in which it has three steps. The first step is restoration, where we add salt solution to the dried blood sample so that we can restore the liquid form. The second is the antibody test, where we use a specific antisera. Antisera is a solution that contains antibodies which react with either A or B antigens, and this is done to test the collected sample. And the last step is typing. Here we observe the antigen-antibody reaction so that we can determine the blood group from the restored blood sample. The third question talks about a very important case, which is the Colin Pitchfork case. The question is that the famous case of Colin Pitchfork in 1986 is historically significant in forensic science for being the first criminal case where a conviction was secured based on what type of evidence? The correct answer will be DNA fingerprinting, that is DNA profiling. We all know that Sir Alec Jeffreys developed the technique in 1984, and for that reason he is known as the father of DNA fingerprinting. So this murder investigation of two teenagers in England was the first time DNA profiling was used to arrive at a conclusion in order to link the suspect with the victim. The suspect was Colin Pitchfork. So this was the first time DNA profiling was used in a case, and that was a major turning point in forensic history, obviously. Moving on to the next question. The earliest recorded use of forensic entomology, that is the study of insects in legal investigations to determine the time of death, is found in the work. The options are question documents by Albert S. Osborne. Option B, a treatise on poisons by Mathieu Orfila. Third is the Bertillon system handbook. And the last one is the C. Duan Yu or C. Yuan Lu. It's pronounced in a lot of different ways. So basically the meaning of the book is The Washing Away of the Wrongs. It was written by Song Si. The correct answer will be C. Duan Yu or C. Yuan Lu, which means the washing away of the wrongs. Basically, there is a very interesting backstory related to this, but we won't go into much detail. Basically, this book was written by Song Si in China in 1248. And this is the first known written documentation of forensic medical practices. It was the first medical legal book written on forensic practices and especially deals with the topic of entomology. Okay, it contains a very famous case where Song Si found that flies were attracted to residual blood on a sickle. Okay, while he was taking a walk through a village, he found that there was a sickle lying near a window pane, and a lot of flies were, attracted to a part of the sickle. And then when he analyzed the sickle, he found that that little portion had a very small amount of blood remains in it. So from that he concluded that flies are attracted to the smell of blood, and that somehow contributed to the development of forensic entomology. Next we have, where was the first officially recognized fully independent forensic science laboratory in India established post-independence? The answer will be Kolkata or Calcutta. Calcutta has a very rich history when it comes to forensic science. Okay, so the first forensic science laboratory was established in Kolkata, that is in the state of West Bengal, on July 1st, 1952. And obviously, the establishment of the first forensic science laboratory was a turning point in history, because that was a significant advancement, because it was designed as an integrated lab to handle multiple forensic disciplines. Okay, by forensic disciplines I mean forensic biology, toxicology, physics, etc. Okay, so the sixth question is that, from which ancient language is the word forensic derived? Now this is a very easy question. I hope all of you know the answer, but again it's a very important question. The word forensic comes from the Latin word forensis, which means of or before the forum. Basically, in ancient Rome, the forum was a public place where all the legal hearings took place. Okay, it was like a courtroom, a public courtroom, where all the legal proceedings took place. The next question is that, which ancient civilization is recorded as having used fingerprints on clay tablets and documents as a form of personal identification or signature as early as 200 BC? The answer will be ancient China. Okay, we know that Sir Francis Galton and Sir Edward Henry formulated fingerprint classification in the West, but the ancient Chinese, the Chinese civilization people, are credited with the earliest known use of fingerprints. Okay, Francis Galton published the official document obviously, but for the first time this format was used by the Chinese people, hence they are given the credit. Up next we have, who is considered the father of forensic toxicology for publishing the first scientific treatise on the detection of poisons? Again, very important question. The answer will be Sir Mathieu Orfila. Mathieu Orfila was a Spanish chemist who worked in France, and his most important contribution was his treatise on poisons, which was established as an account on toxicology, and he basically formulated toxicology to be a formal scientific discipline, a formal forensic discipline, and he provided reliable scientific methods for the detection of poisons, for example arsenic. So he is regarded as the father of forensic toxicology. The second last question, who developed the system for classifying fingerprints that replaced the earlier Bertillon system and is the basis for the most fingerprint classification used in the English-speaking world today? The correct answer is Sir Edward Henry. Again, Sir Francis Galton provided the statistical proof, okay, but Sir Edward Henry, in between 1850 to 1931, developed the Henry classification system in India. And this system organized fingerprint patterns, the loops, arches and holes, all the patterns. He organized these fingerprint patterns into a logical profiling method, and he made large scale comparison with all these fingerprints which he had collected, and that was a significant establishment in the field of forensic science. The last question is that, which major forensic discipline was significantly advanced by Calvin Goddard when he used the comparison microscope to match unique markings on bullets and cartridges to the firearms that fired them? The answer will be forensic ballistics. Ballistics is the division which deals with firearm identification. So Calvin Goddard is known as the father of forensic ballistics. And in the year 1920, he refined the use of the comparison microscope for this firearm examination, where he identified proper markings on the bullets and cartridge casings to compare them to the ammunition they have been fired from. So that's all for this session. Thank you everyone.